Hello everybody. So today I was just sitting here. Well, not really sitting here. I got requested a bunch of questions regarding this game and team making. So today I thought I'll just put something together, as in not really a guide of making team in this game, but more as in like advised opinion, more of my opinion on how you should go about creating your own team, how you play, and all that kind of stuff. So there's like two different ways to go about it, but like for people who are VIP, people who have bought, and got some people from the shop. Oh, my bad. Well, you have, it's like, you first of all, you have exclusive access to certain kind of guardians which other people don't have, and you should take advantage of it because some of those guardians are pretty good. For example, if for people who have gotten let's see, what's his name, people who have fortunate enough to gone to the VIP 5, I got Ting Wang. He's pretty good. You should use him. It's pretty good. For people who have recharged for the first time and gotten Lee Dihong, which is over here. Show him over here. Lee Dihong, where is he? Normal Lee Dihong. He's pretty good. You should use him. And my way of making team in this game is not like it's not like where you just come in. Somebody was talking to someone earlier, and he was like, I'm just looking at the top 3 players in the game and seeing what they're running, and running it because they're running it. And I would advise against that, because this game is so much more in depth than anything else you play. And I'm referring to the people who have played Naruto Online before. If you didn't play Naruto Online before, then this does not concern you. But the people who have played Naruto Online before, this game has more in depth than Naruto Online. The characters are much more clean, I would say. They're much more like you gotta learn what your character do better, and in what situation they excel at for you to actually take full advantage of your character. And power is great, but power does not always mean that you will win the game. You will win the fight. And the way I go about making my team, and this is for everyone, even if you're VIP or you're free to play, is I read what my kit says. For example, if you're a new player in the game, let's say you've made it to day 2, you've probably gone Tangyan, Taifu, Yujin, depending on what main you have. You can make team with those 3 right there. Those 3 right there are staples. You can make team. And if you're fortunate enough to pull a couple of pulls from the treasures, I'll show you right here, to recruit from the free draw or the 10 draw, if you're fortunate enough, you could have probably have gotten Shi Lightning, as everybody else like to call him, Monkey. Well, these 4 characters right here are probably some of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. Especially Monkey. He's straight broken. He's literally broken. There's not even no other way to explain this man. He's broken. Eugene is broken. The reason why I'm not using them is, as you can see, I have a lot more people than most people should have. I have a couple. I have 2 SSR and a couple SR that are pretty well, evolve and stuff. And that's what I'm able to make teams that I make without using those people. But the people who don't have anyone, and you're just joining the game, and you're new to the game, and you only got, let's say, these 4 players, depending on you can make a very good team with what you have. For example, if you read Monkey, I just refer to him as Monkey because I'm not saying Shin Lightning every time I say this. If you read Monkey's abilities, you notice that he's straight broken. Honestly, I don't even know what to explain. I don't even know if I can just explain this, but you understand when you're in the fight that he's broken. He may not sound not broken when you're reading it, but in the fight, once you read it, you understand that, yeah, this is what it refers to, what it was talking about. Or for example, his stun, which is alt, That's what they refer in this game. They refer to as stun. Strikes the target and a maximum of 3 additional enemy in a row. So he hits in a row. It hits a maximum of 3 people, and it does 215 spell power damage, earth damage, and making the target move back. Now, to people who play Naruto Online, for example, move back is similar to repulse. And if you have never played Naruto Online, move back is basically it just pushes the enemy backward to hit the screen backward. That's basically what it is. And his second ability is Monkey Clone. Summons an Earth clone with 10% of the caster's HP and 50% of the caster's power. They can also launch a physical attack. Now, this is basically any character in the game. We can make a clone that can, just attack like everybody else. And then you have his third, his Chase, which is chaotic overwhelm. Chases and strike fall down enemy, causing them to float in the air. And then you have his fourth ability, his fourth passive, which is death proof. During each round, there is a high chance of a block of one basic attack. Physical attack. Blocking a physical attack restores 10% HP. Now, it depends how much HP you have on Shin Lightning, and it also depends, I would say, on how much vamp you have on the monkey. That's something later to say, but as of right now, it will regenerate HP, and it's I would say he does it quite often. I would say he does it at least once every round, and he blocks and regenerates health. So you may, depending on how your luck is, he will probably do it most likely each round. But that's not it. The part where things become interesting, things becomes more understandable, and things where he actually excels is in his purple ability or his gold ability, assuming you're not that far. If you're that far, then God bless you. If you're not, like if you're like me, you're still at purple. When a clone dies, grants all teammates a shield which can absorb 20% of Shin Lightning monkey spell defense damage. Well, what that means is every single time a clone dies, depending on how many clone you have summoned, depending on the placement you place them, every single time a clone dies, he will shield your entire team based on 20% of his defense damage. Now, if you're lucky and you have a lot of defense damage on your character, you will have a lot of shield, and that can basically save your life. This is one of the reasons why he's broken. The other reason why he's broken is his clone can basically, like, I wish I could show it in the fight, but I don't think I can do it because I don't have him purple and everything. But his clone, if they stay alive, can basically use his ult as a chase. Think of that for a second. They can use his ult as a chase. That just makes him straight broken. You don't need to do your ult every round. If you have a clone up and he manages to chase, that's an ult. That's pure damage right there. I'm not sure what the calculations are if the clone does do exactly 250% damage, but it does significant damage from the people that are faced on arena, on qualifiers. It does do significant amount of damage. Well, that's just one example. Another example is, let's say you Tang Yon, who you get also in the beginning of the game. Now, if you look at his kit, at first it doesn't seem that he's good. It just seems like, oh, just another one of those. But actually, if you think about what he's capable of doing, he's really useful. Now, if you look at his ult, like his ult, it's strike enemy a maximum of 3 additional enemy, causing 186 power damage, and making them float in the air. Pretty decent. Strikes an enemy in the front, causing physical damage and granting a chance to launch 3 consecutive attacks, and then making them straight in the air. That is if he crit. This his chase instruct falling down enemy to float in the air. And then you have his first passive, which is to be triggered when launching a 10 consecutive attack, causes metal damage to 3 random enemies in the team in front, and granting 50% chance to paralyze them for 1 round. That, depending on, that right there is pretty good. If you can manage to hit 10, because if you manage to hit 10 hits each round, you have 50% chance to paralyze 3 people in an enemy team, and as paralyzing this game is really good, you know, as we all know that. But if you don't know that, well, no, you know. When you have his purple, he is basically able to make every teammate basic attack have a chance to paralyze an enemy. Like as I say right there, paralyzing an enemy is also increased by 20%. So he has a high chance to paralyze an enemy, but on top of that, he can make someone who basics attack to paralyze another enemy. Now, depending on how you want to use it, if you purple him, that's a very good kit to have. If you're running a paralyzed team, you know, let's say if you're running Earthmane, yeah, let's say if you're running what's his name? Lady Home? I forgot his name. If you're running a team that can consecutively hit 10 trigger, or you're running J-Boo for example, you can get that twist and hit every round. You have 50% chance to, you know, paralyze a team. Not only that, if J-Boo crits on his chase, you can literally paralyze an entire team by someone else crit. So like, this is basically what I mean. Team don't have to, you just don't have to go in the server and see, oh, top 3s are running this. Maybe that's one of the meta. The meta can be whatever you want to be a meta. Like, you can create whatever, because these Guardian are actually much more detailed and much more, they have better setup depending on how you use them, if I may say. Like this team that I'm using for example right now, don't look at the power, because you may think, oh, he's gonna one-shot anybody. At the point, this team is a specially made team for one. It's a one-purpose team. Everything evolves around Nathan right here. Nathan integrated. Everything is evolved around Nathan. Now you may think there's everybody else in the team and they do damage, sure, but Nathan is the main focus of this team. The reason why is Nathan gets 4 standard attack when he uses his stunt, and he basically attacks anything that's tagging the map, allowing him to crit and to vamp at the same time. Well, Taizu right behind him, passive is every single time you hit 10 critical 10 trigger, he has a chance to tag 3 people in an enemy team. Now you see what I'm saying? You see where this is going? Now Nathan attacks tag, Taizu 10 trigger is he tags 3 people on a team. Now right there, you basically have a team. You, like at this point, like him right there in the background, he's just there for extra damage, because these 2 right here, as a whole, can out damage a team. And Nathan damage is not a joke. He does do a lot of damage, and this is why this team is so effective. Sure, my fireman is there, and also just a guy in the background, but this team is basically just focused on these 2 right here. He tags, Nathan do damage. He tags, Nathan do damage. That's just how it goes. And that's just one of the many teams I've done. If you go for this team, for example. Now, yes, and this team cannot be copied by many people, because most of the new players can't do it, because you have to reach level 7, day 7 to be able to grab this guy here, whose name is so long I can't even pronounce it. Let's just call him the 7-day guy. Him. And this guy here is an SSR, which most people probably won't be able to get, or maybe you get him in the future. This team is an ultimate cooldown team. That's basically what it is. Now, if you read his kit, he basically has a chance to he will give you 20 energy each round, and a person die. Now it doesn't matter if it's a clone or it's an actual person. Immortal at the same time also does the exact same thing, and plus he gets cooldown reduction each time a person does their ult. So we use Tingwei, who, if you purple him, creates 2 clone each round, and now you have 2 clone, 40 chakra from the clone dying, everybody in the field has to use the ult at some point. Most people who use Fire Main tend to do the ult right off the bat because, you know, they have the energy to do it. That's a cooldown for him and a cooldown for him. By the time we reach the second round, I'll have his ult and his ult already. That's the purpose of this team. It's a cooldown team. That's its purpose. I want to be able to dash out as much damage, forcing the enemy to use their stun to try and match my damage. And at that point, you're basically fucked, because the more you use your stun, the more I get cooldown, the more I can spare my damage. You see what I mean? Like, the balance sounds kind of, you know, mushy when you're saying it in word, but when you apply it to a battlefield, think about it. There's 4 players in each side, and depending on who you're using, many of them may create clones. Now, if your clone die, I get cooldown, I get energy. If you use your stun, I get a cooldown, I get an energy. By the second to the third round, the fight is already decided, because I'll have so much energy and so much cooldown that I'll just be spamming my ability over and over again. That's the purpose of this team. Like I said, like here, you don't like, following what people create is easy, and I understand that, and you can, you know, make a team real quick without thinking about it. But like reading what the people actually do and what they can actually offer in your team will make you be able to create your own team. Like, create what you want to see, create how you want, dictate how your game has to go. And this is the purpose of this video. It doesn't matter if you pay to win or free to play. Any of these people, any of them can change a fight, can literally change a fight. I have been beaten by people who are free to play, and I've beaten people who are paid play to win than me.
Auto shutdown cancelled. Mic on, mic off.
Have more power than me, and I've beaten them. It's all about strategy. The strategy, how you put your team together. That's why I was just making this video, and I hope some people have some understanding of how this is going, how to make their own team, and I hope you guys can see some very interesting team later on in the season, because I do waiting. I mean, server 2 is popping right now. There's people coming in left and right. There seems to be a merge happening with server 1. Server 3 is being created soon, so the game is kind of popping, and we want some more people to play, so that's why we're making this video. So I'm making this video. I don't know what anybody else is doing it, but I'm trying to making this video to pull out a little for people to play, because it is a very fun game on that aspect. And that's all I had today. Hope you can see you in the server, and if you come in the server, pop by my group. Maybe we'll hire you. You can join, have a cool time. It's been real, people.